Well, good morning YouTube and welcome to Project Probe GT, my first episode. And what you can see right there in the middle of the screen, where the camera doesn't focus, is a little stone chip in the windscreen. And I think it happened on the drive home after I bought it, because it looks fairly fresh, but I don't want it to crack more, so the first thing I have to do is repair the stone chip before I do everything else with the car. And we had a wonderful sunny day today, but guess what that is now? Well, it's rain, and obviously it shouldn't rain. In fact, it isn't even rain, it's icy rain, so yeah, that's that for episode 1 for now. It was beautiful sunny for the last hour or so, and I thought, well, finally. And I got out, and I'm not even out here 5 minutes and the sun disappeared, and now we have hail. So yeah. Okay, so now I've put a piece of paper behind the windscreen, and you can see right there, there's a stone chip. I hope this is visible by now. My camera doesn't like to focus on such small things, so I have to live with that. But it's maybe 15 minutes after the last clip, but the sun is out again, so I think I'm just going to risk it and hope that it doesn't start to rain again in the next hour or so, until this thing is dry. Now here's the kit I picked up, and it's fairly cheap, so because it's so windy outside, I have to show you inside the car. So here's the piece that gets attached to the windscreen, and then here's the piece that goes over the stone chip, so this gets screwed into this holder piece right here once it's attached to the windscreen. And then the top piece here is removable, and you put the whatever that stuff is, epoxy, I don't know, epoxy stuff in this barrel, and then you screw this thing down and therefore press the epoxy out on the bottom right here into the crack. In here is a razor blade. You need to use this to clear the crack of any loose glass pieces, and then here's a plastic thingy you put on top at the end. So first thing we need to do is clean it. Because of the terrible wind, I'm not going to be able to speak, I think, because you won't hear it anyways. So first thing, as I said, is clean around the crack, not inside it, but around. Next thing is we get the razor blade and get rid of any loose particles inside the crack. Man, is that windy right here. Right there. Yep, that was better. Bottom part of the barrel. Screw this down into the crack. I'm going to see if it's really over top of it. For that I'm going to remove the paper from the inside. Top of the crack now. I'm going to screw it down a little bit more. So it presses against the crack. 5 drops. Screw this plunger in. So it's all the way in. It has to sit for 6 minutes, it says. So from the inside you can see now, well, it's not clearly visible on camera, but you can see that the epoxy went inside the crack, and the crack got less visible by that. It's really amazing. So a little bit of tapping against the windscreen might get rid of the last bubble there. So it has to sit for 6 minutes now, and if there is still bubbles or stuff, if the epoxy didn't fill the crack completely, I can screw the thing out and back in, or even refill epoxy, and then it has to sit for 20 minutes, but the plunger has to be removed before that. So I'm going to show that in 6 minutes. So the 6 minutes up, I covered the thing with a towel to make sure that the epoxy doesn't harden yet, because it hardens under UV, so it shouldn't be in direct sunlight. Right now we don't have direct sunlight, but a minute ago we had, and there's still an air bubble, so I'm going to unscrew the plunger, and I'm going to fill a bit more epoxy in. Let that sit for another 6 minutes. So the 6 minutes are probably over. This thing has filled the entire crack. Sadly we have a few raindrops. I hope that this isn't really rain coming. So I'm just going to remove the whole assembly now, put a few drops on top of the crack, and then one of these plastic sheets is going on top. So and then it has to harden 20 minutes in sunshine. So yeah, right now we get rain. Awesome. What a stupid thing. So it started raining like crazy, and I had to put away a bunch of things that were in front of the barn right here, and now it's underneath the roof, but it's already wet like crazy. And the instructions said keep it away from dirt and water, so I don't know if that's going to work, but it's just continuing, and I hope that the sun comes out really soon so I can put it back out to dry, as if nothing had happened. Drops on top of the whole thing, and then lay that plastic sheet on top and just let it dry out. So here are a few drops. Here is a plastic sheet. So from the inside you can see the stonechip a bit again. So all that rain probably didn't help. So we had a bit of sunshine, and yeah, It was roughly 20 minutes in the sun, a little bit longer, but because the sun went and come back and went and come back, so I hope this is okay. Now the instructions say to remove the plastic and remove unnecessary epoxy with the razor blade, and you shouldn't get this thing and pull it up like this, but actually like this, so it doesn't put the epoxy back out of the hole. So that doesn't look too bad. So maybe I let it harden a bit too long because it's really difficult to get off by now. But with a bit of patience, hope this will work. As you can see, or maybe not, but the stone chip is still visible, so all the water and stuff didn't help, but I think it filled it, so I'm just going to let it rest now and dry, and maybe I put a bit more of the epoxy on tomorrow, so it might get filled a bit more, but I think that's okay for now. So yeah. Right there. So I put a piece of paper on the outside, and I don't know, it doesn't get it isn't visible on camera as clear, but you can see right there is still a visible spot. Well, it doesn't pick up on the camera, maybe on daylight tomorrow, but it is still visible. It is still visible, but I think it filled the hole up and the cracks, so it doesn't crack more when I drive it. So I just hope that it is hard enough for rain, because the sky doesn't look at it, so it will start raining again but soon, so yeah. So we have a very obvious issue here, and you can see it on the wheel right there, that the thread on the inside is very much gone, where the thread on the outside is still there. So it's the same on the other side. Also that end, you have to have the wheel about that angle to go straight, and if you accelerate, you have to do this because the car goes all over the place. So that are a few obvious signs that something's off with the alignment. So we're going to check up the car now and remove this wheel first, and we're just going to see if we can see anything like a loose joint or something, and if not, have to adjust the alignment. So on this side there isn't anything loose or so. I've checked it with a pry bar on all the joints, and here the outer tie rod and everything, that was what I expected to be worn out. It's pretty tight, but here is something I found, and that is that the lock nut right here isn't sitting tight against the, I don't know if you can see that, yeah, there you can see, isn't sitting tight against the outer tie rod end. So that might be an indicator as to where the alignment is off. But now I'm going to put the wheel back on, move the car over a bit and check the other side. I haven't heard the car run yet, so it's probably time for that now, as I have to move it anyways. Now on this side it is exactly the same. All the connecting rods and joints and everything is tight, nothing loose. So I'm pretty sure everything that's wrong with this car, or the only thing that's wrong with this car at the front end, is the alignment. So I think I'm going to do a DIY alignment. Obviously it isn't as accurate as if you get it done in the alignment shop, but for now it has to do, and I still can do an alignment at the alignment shop later on. I think this concludes the first episode of Project Probe, and sorry for the bad camera work, but it was a mess with the rain and I had to hurry, and so yeah, next episodes are going to be better. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day.